This new look Minnesota Vikings team is going to absolutely shock the world next season. They are hitting this free agency out of the park. Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, Isaiah Rodgers, Ryan Kelly. I mean, dude, and the list goes on and on. Eric Wilson this morning. We're going to break down a couple of guys that I think are going to be huge immediately once they step foot into this building. With that being said, hit the like button. Let's dive into some film. Now, I knew immediately when this team signed Isaiah Rodgers and then brought back Byron Murphy, the secondary was going to be on a whole nother level. And Isaiah Rodgers ranked 20th, the 20th best cornerback in football last season when he was on the football field, ranked 14th out of 223 corners in terms of run defense, and then 31st in coverage grade as well. Let's break down some film on Isaiah Rodgers. Now, my favorite thing about Isaiah Rodgers is the overall coverage grade, man. This dude is so sticky in coverage, and right here, we're going to see what you call a cover one robber. Okay, cover one robber basically essentially means this safety is going to drop back into a mid-field close, and then this other safety, CJ Gardner-Johnson, is a plugger. He's going to fill the middle of the field, right? So now it leaves you on an island one-on-one with Parker Washington, who's going to be running a comeback route to the top side of the screen. Now, when you're in man coverage, this is one of the toughest routes to guard, but look at how quickly and how fluid he is with his footwork, right? Oh, I mean, he doesn't lose any separation here. Look at how quickly, right? Stops on a dime. Look at that, hip to hip the entire time, breaks for the football and disrupts his pass, almost even gets an interception out of it as well. This is my favorite thing about him, right? Hip to hip, stop on a dime, breaks exactly with the wide receiver. I mean, it felt like he was running the route for Parker Washington there. Again, these are the things right here that tell me, okay, you're going to combine this guy with Byron Murphy? What? Now, we also talked a little bit about his ability in run stopping or coming up and making tackles. Another area of his game that I truly like. And whenever you have an outside boundary corner who's not afraid to, put his body on the line, that adds a ton of versatility to your team. So right here, they're going to not pitch it out, but get a little swing screen to Justice Hill, have the wide receiver come up and block, and Isaiah Rodgers just makes a great play. So again, balls to Justice Hill. This wide receiver, who is he going to block? Obviously, he's going to go out and block the better tackler. CJ Gardner-Johnson is a dog, so they say, all right, we're going to trust Justice Hill is going to blow by Isaiah Rodgers or truck through him. But Isaiah Rodgers doesn't go, man. He's not just a random dude. This guy's a good tackler. This guy's a good cover corner. He can do a lot of things for you. And those rankings, although he didn't play 700 snaps this year, when he's on the football field, he produces. Right? I know it's a small sample size, 329 total snaps, but the dude can play football. And if the Vikings are getting anything close to what he was last year, this might be one of the best secondaries in football. All right, one last play with Isaiah Rodgers. We get one-on-one to the top side of your screen. Jaden Daniels' first read is going to be the safety, who's going to ultimately bite up on a flat. I think it might come from here. And whenever he sees that, it turns into a yes-no read where he's throwing that football no matter what. So again, sees the safety bite down, boom. Now you got one-on-one coverage with a fast wide receiver who's on a go ball, right? This safety is way too far away. He's not going to be able to make a play. So Jaden says, I am throwing this football no matter what. And that's what he does. Once he hits the drop, throws it. Look at this speed here by Isaiah Rodgers to keep up with a really fast wide receiver on a double move. I mean, plays it perfectly and almost even gets an interception. Again, Isaiah Rodgers is a perfect fit for this Minnesota Vikings team. I think they needed to get better in coverage in some certain areas, and I feel like this is a player who can right away impact this team in the second level. Now, last year, they ranked number 2 in interception percentage. There's a part of me that believes that number is going to go up to number 1 because Isaiah Rodgers is that good of a player. They did rank 29th in passing yards allowed per game, but that was because they were winning a lot of games, right? So we'll see what happens, but Isaiah Rodgers to start off, great pickup. Now, this morning, the Minnesota Vikings also made a signing with Eric Wilson, played about 556 snaps this season, but what I loved about him was his pass rush grade, right? This guy can really get to the quarterback, create pressure, and really force, a tough time on opposing quarterbacks. But another thing I like about him, he's pretty decent when it comes to stopping the run, which we'll break down in a second. I do want to see him get better in coverage, but this is a guy who last season had 46 solo tackles, 23 stops, 9 total pressures as a linebacker, and 2 sacks as well. I love it. So again, going back to my first point of Eric Wilson, my favorite thing about him is, again, the versatility. Now, right here, he's playing as a strong side, a Sam linebacker, right? Being on that strong side. Now, you could tell if it's strong or if it's a will just by seeing the tight ends, right? This is obviously the strong side of the formation with the tight ends. So he's playing that strong side, and he's playing close to the line of scrimmage, right? Because he's really good in terms of stopping the run. This season, he had 23 stops, right? Beautiful job. Look at this. Get right into the backfield, basically swallowing up DeAndre Swift. This is beautiful. The Vikings need someone that has that versatility where, yeah, they can play off the edge if they need to, or they can play in the middle of the field, read, react, attack. That is the most important thing for a linebacker, and he's bringing that immediately to Minnesota. Now, you saw him line up on the edge. Well, this time, he's your inside backer. So, again, love that versatility. He actually ranked as the 30th best linebacker in football this year when it came to rushing the quarterback. Here's another great play. Look at him blow up this block, man. Again, the ability to read, react, and then attack, right? Without over committing to certain running angles. You wait for this running back to make a decision. Are you going to break this up the field, go through the middle, or are you going to break this to the outside? He blows up the blocker, gets to the outside, and makes a stop on Tank Bigsby, who's a tough running back to tackle, right? So again, ranked 30th when it came to rushing the quarterback as a linebacker that didn't even do it, a ton unless it was from the edge but again, what I mean by that is he adds that versatility. He also ranked 80th out of 189 linebackers in terms of run defense, so he can do a little bit of everything. Now, the one area of his game that I don't love is definitely when he has to drop back into coverage, whether it be that mid-read, a hook curl, a flat. I don't love when he has to drop into coverage. So again, we'll see what he ends up, becoming in that, but I love him overall as a linebacker, someone who can, play near the sticks. And then you talk about bolstering the offensive line. Willie here, number 4 guard in the NFL last year, was pretty good when it came to, pass protecting, but nasty when it came to running the football. With JJ McCarthy under center next year, not only are they going to need to be better protecting the quarterback, but they're going to have to run the football early to give him more confidence as an offense going forward. I think Will here is a massive upgrade to this offensive line. And then you look at Ryan Kelly, a guy who was on one of the best offensive lines in football last year. I know he didn't have the greatest season, ranking about 17th overall, but definitely 100% upgrade from last season. The 12th best pass blocker in football at the center position, and then obviously about 30th in run blocking. Would like to see this number come up, but when you're playing with guys like Christian Darrisaw and Will Fries and Brian O'Neill, you're going to be a little bit better of an offensive line. I feel like this right here is going to be huge alone for the offense next season. Ryan Kelly is a great addition to this football team, and overall, they've just gone better, and I love what the Vikings are doing. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications for more Vikings updates, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.